Okay, so we're here for a complete tie walkthrough, which is basically training, but it's more of just a demonstration of the tie process. So let me just close this and we'll start fresh with a new screen. We're going to log into the system as a user. Go over here and log in as an OnBase user. And we're going to select the tie application, and now we are now in the tie application, and you can see I have one existing investment, but we're going to create a new one. So I'm going to click the create button, quick investment, and what we're going to do is we're going to start out with an RFP so we can see the most complicated tie situation that we can think of. So we're going to say yes. The investment type or reason is for a new major cloud solution. It's greater than $50,000. It's not replacing an on-prem solution. And the title is Cutting Edge New Cloud Solution. It's going to be wonderful. So then we'll get some mandatory dates in here. I'm just randomly picking these. So the description of this investment is very simple because we don't really know anything, because this is a new tie. And of course, this is all made up. Keep that in mind. So we're investing in a cutting edge cloud-based data analytics solution. So that just sounds fantastic. And the business case is cost savings and added efficiency. So now we're going to continue. And we can see that we are in the new status. We had tie number 1181. And let's see, we don't really have any supporting documents. So let's just continue with our addition of information here. So we have a budget account. We're going to select 1373, because that's where I am right now, Office of the CIO. And the primary contact in a list. You can't use that circled plus, as you know from the training. So we'll just add a new one. This is a made up account. So is this. All right, and so we will save and close. Now we have a primary contact. And then our next contact will be, all right, let's see. We're going to do our search function here. Make sure that works. There we found our contact for agency director administrator, and then we're going to add a technical contact. This one should still be on the list. So this will be Austin Dodge. Okay, so this is our technical expert. We're going to upload that one. So now we have our contacts, so we're going to continue and add funding details. So let's see, what do we have for funding here? This is a federal grant, 100%. Remember from training, it has to total 100% or you can't progress. Then we'll add our cost. It's a one-time cost. And since this is an RFP, we're going to call it an RFP response. All right, so then we're going to save and close, and that cost should show up there. And we have our total here, just like we know from training. Now we'll continue. We'll go ahead and just fill this out real quickly. So we're going to improve several things and reduce costs. We're going to put no here just for now. Business is cost saving benefit and a technical benefit. How stable is it? We'll say moderately just because we want to get through this. We'll just give the middle here, but you're going to give a lot of thought when you do yours. Let's see, moderate. So this automatically fills out, as you recall from training. And the investment will include end user training, probably not. User acceptance testing, probably. So remember, this is an RFP, so we don't really know a lot of this. So we're just going to guess or say no or yes, and take our best shot at it at this point, because it's all going to be updated later. Yes. No. 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 Okay, so all these fields you're going to fill out. But in this one, it doesn't really matter, again, because it's an RFP. So we're going to submit it. All right, and there's our submission right there. You can take a look at that. But we're not going to worry about that at this moment. I'm not sure what that is, so we'll look into that later. So now you can go back to your TIE, or you can look in your admin and see who can see this. So if you want any of those other contacts to be able to update this, you would add them here by clicking the plus signs and adding them. And those are the people that can edit this TIE. The people who will receive the completion memo at the end of the process are here. So then we'll go back to the TIE details and look at what we have. Okay, we've submitted it. We're in agency submit. So now we wait for the administrator to do her work. So let me bring up a different screen for you to see what's happening. So then the administrator is going to go in and look at your TIE. This is what the administrator sees. So this is the process that happens behind the scenes. So the administrator is going to look at your investment and open up this form and review it. All the pages of this. And then go into the review page here and say, hey, guess what? This needs an SME review. So an SME reviewer is going to be added on here. So for the sake of expediency, I'll just put myself in here, but it could be any number of people. I'm going to say, well, no, at first I'm going to say there's no issues at all because we don't really know that much. So I'm just going to say no issues. You're going to see a lot more SME reviews. So it's may take a little longer for some of your ties to go through. So in this first one, we're going to say, we don't know very much, so we don't really see any issues. So I'm going to say review completed. Then all reviews completed because I'm the administrator also. And so now we're pending a completion memo. So then what'll happen is the administrator will go in. So there's the memo for this submission. And we're going to import it. And now you have a completion memo. I'm going to save and close. So we're locking back into the TIE system. And now we have two ties. One is in revision 0, so we know that that's an RFP. And it's the cutting edge new solution. And so, okay, we can see our memo here. We also received an email telling us about what happened. And now we're going to say, hey, guess what? Oh, wait a minute. This isn't showing, it still shows pending completion memo. Hold on just a second. I need to go in and complete this as the administrator. Sorry, I made a mistake there. So we'll go back into the Unity client. You can see a lot goes on behind the scenes. So we're going to go into the TIE, open the filters, then go into all investments for RFP, opening this one up. and complete this important step of memo completed. Okay, so now I'm going to save and close. Now I'm going to exit the screen. Yes. And then we will go back in as the user. And now time has elapsed and we've selected an RFP, we've selected a vendor, and we've got our deal all lined up. So now we need to update our tie. So we're going to go in and we're going to say, okay, we've completed the RFP. And so now we're going to edit it and add all this new information. So we've selected a vendor. So we're going to change the name of the submission. Our vendor is Sketch E Solutions, and they're going to give us a cutting edge new solution. So that's what we're going to call it. And we're also going to update the description to be more meaningful and include more details. So this Sketch E Solution handles PII, including health, education, and criminal justice records. There's all kinds of new details that we've added. It has flexible rules. It will allow for the different work groups to accommodate different staff skill levels. Sounds fantastic, doesn't it? And we're not going to change the business case. That stays the same. Okay, so now we're going to continue through. We just updated everything. All this stays the same. We're going to continue. The cost stays the same. Nothing else has changed. So this is all great. I think we may have some more information here. We got this information from RFP, so we'll update that. So we want to check and make sure that nothing changed in the questionnaire. And the investment impacts everything, basically. And not a public safety concern, but it does concern privacy. Benefits multiple state agencies. So you can see where we want to fill in everything that we couldn't do before. We didn't have the information. So we'll fill all this out, and then we'll continue. Fill out the entire form. Okay. And now we're going to submit. So now we've just done a whole new submission for an update. So now we've returned to revision 1. We've changed the title. And now we're going to save and close because we've done our submission. Let's see, let's refresh this. See, make sure that went through. Let's just check this and make sure. Yeah, it's an agency submit. Sometimes the refresh doesn't take on the main screen. You have to close it and get back in because they don't usually change that quickly and the server has to catch up. So let's close this as the submitter. And now we'll come back in as the administrator and redo that SME review. So now we're going to look at all the changes that you made and make sure that everything's still okay, or that maybe some discussion is required with decision-making powers within the agency if there's any problems. So we're going to go into, all right, so this one was review completed last time we looked at it. So let's refresh, see what's happening here. Wrong one. All right, so here we go. It's in agency submit now. We have Sketch E Solutions, cutting edge. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I've never heard of that company before. So now I'm going to read this, what's here. I'm going to read it. I'm going to say, okay, let's send this to SME review. So I'm going to go as the administrator to the review screen. I'm going to assign a reviewer. Because now we're in revision 1 and everything is different now. So we're going to go to the administrator. All right, we're going to save and close. And we're going to do the review. So the SME reviewers found some issues. The project's risky because it has a sensitive nature, and the data involved, including health, education, and criminal justice records, they raise significant privacy and security concerns. So we're going to have a back and forth with the agency to make sure that we work out all these concerns. So I'm going to call this review completed. So there's going to be a lot of conversation in the back and forth, like I said, and then all the supporting documents, like emails, etc., about how the decision was made of whether or not this is an acceptable solution, will be attached in the TIE details section. So I'm going to say the reviews are completed at this point. And then the administrator is going to go in and attach supporting documents so that we can document all the discussions that took place about these risks. So I'm going to go in and do an import. And I'm going to browse and pull this up out of, where is this in here? And I'm going to upload an email that contains a thread of all the things that were discussed about this. Import it by clicking this button. So now we have supporting documents. So now the completion memo can be written, drafted, and we can say our review is completed. But at first I'm going to upload the memo as the administrator. So now you're going to see your completion memo show up, but you'll also receive it in an email. So revision 1, completion memo. Whoops, we want this one. So now we have everything that we need, and we're going to memo complete. So now the entire review is completed. And you will receive your email with your completion memo, and you can go back in. Oh, yes. You can go back in as a TIE submitter and see your completed TIE. Let's see. Okay. So once again, we go in technology investment evaluations. Here's your Sketch E solution, review completed, and here's your completed TIE. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me personally or to the TIE team at tie@it.nv.gov. And thank you very much.